Hey guys, it's Misty Eyez, and I'm here with an Ask Misty. This is from Prince Charming. Dear Misty, I saw your video on sex with a trans person. It was amazing, but my question is, I'm a heterosexual male and I'm in love with a TS. We've been on a couple dates and we have great chemistry, but she keeps pushing me away, saying she is a mess or that she could never make me happy or she doesn't deserve me. But I love her and I want to be with her. What do I do? How can I make her happy? How can I be her prince? Why won't she date me? And then I had a couple others that I can't find in my Ask Misties about, well, those are the ones I've already answered. I was trying to scribble them out. Why won't a TS date me? So I have constructed a list of many reasons why I think trans women might not date you or anyone for that matter. Okay, so the first thing I can think of is maybe she's just not that into you. But judging from the sincerity of your question, I think that you truly are an amazing guy and she probably does indeed deserve you. But let's dive into her trans girl mind and see what could be going on in there as to why she's so reluctant to start something. Dating a T-girl can actually be very, very, very challenging. And then the second reason would be maybe she's newly transitioning. A lot of times newer girls, they don't have permanent additions, meaning when you take off your bra, your breasts fall off, or you take off your pantyhose and your hips fall off, or your ass falls off, or maybe her body's not yet where it should be or where she wants it to be. Maybe she doesn't want you to judge her as incomplete or unfinished. Maybe she's just very insecure about her body. Most TS women are very insecure. We have been raised our entire lives feeling that we were aliens trapped in the wrong body. I was recently talking to somebody and the word that I used was trying to be a square peg fitting into a round hole. It just won't fit. And you just try to pretend and try to round out those curves and be like, oh, I'm a circle. And even the most beautiful girls, even though they're stunning and goddesses, a lot of times they just feel incomplete or awkward. A lot of times when girls are mid-transition, they find themselves in relationships that are a little bit detrimental, meaning your partner is attracted to your cocoon stage and you know that your end result is the butterfly. For example, a lot of times girls will be in M for M relationships and the guy is totally supportive and totally loving and totally loyal until you genuinely start looking too feminine or too real or too passable. And guys are like, they suddenly lose a little bit of interest or a lot of bit of interest. And they're no longer interested in you sexually because you are passing as a woman, and therefore they might still love you as a sister, they might still love you as a brother, but they are no longer attracted to you as a partner. And that's very challenging. In my opinion, there's two types of trannies: the pre-op transsexual and the post-op transsexual. Maybe her goal and her desire and her dream is to be a sex change. And a lot of times guys that are attracted to trans women are attracted to that extra piece. Now, what happens when she gets castrated? Or what happens when she goes to get SRS? Would you stand by her for that? Would you support her for that? Maybe she's protecting you and herself from all that trauma and that rejection because she knows you are the type of guy that might like her and or worship her extra piece. And that can be detrimental, especially if a girl's dating a guy who's a bottom. Will he want her after the sex change? That's something to consider. That could be a very good reason why she wouldn't want a relationship. Another reason would be maybe she's emotionally still going through puberty. Hormones take a great deal of emotional turmoil on you. Just like you're going through real puberty, only obviously for some they're 60 years old or 50 or 40 or 30 or whatever. And just like a teenage girl has to go through that emotional development and that emotional discordia, they're not ready for true love. They're not ready for emotional and spiritual connection. They're not ready for true love because they're still on this emotional roller coaster. How long has she been on hormones? That's a very good question to find out. And I know a lot of girls, many girls that have started hormones, gone off hormones, stopped being a trans girl, then all of a sudden a couple of years later go back to being a trans girl. Like, it's genuinely, truly a traumatic journey on us emotionally, spiritually, financially. It's the hardest thing you could ever do in your life. Coming out of the closet as gay is hard. Coming out as trans is a million times harder. Maybe she's a teenager and maybe she's not ready for a relationship. That's another very good reason to not have a boyfriend. And the opposite is also the case. Some girls that are in their prepubescent or puberty stage throw themselves at every man that comes along. Somehow they think that the man is going to save them or fix them or heal them in some emotional traumatic way. And obviously that's not your case, but if anybody else watching this video, that's definitely something you need to be concerned about or worried about. Girls that throw themselves on guys, they are in a very dangerous emotional state and they are also not ready for a relationship, even though they are desperate for one. Please beware of the girl that's brand new but needs love. She doesn't need love. She needs something that she will never be able to find. You can't fix her. You can't heal her. That is something she has to do on her own. Like I said, transitioning is a very, very lengthy process, and it's a very, very expensive process. Maybe she is afraid that you don't have the financial situation to provide for her. Maybe she doesn't. If she truly cares about you, maybe she's protecting you because of many reasons financially, like she doesn't want to tap you out. She knows you can't afford her lifestyle. Being a trans girl is living in a huge money pit. Being a trans woman will cost financially between $50,000 and $100,000. Yes, truly that much. For example, think of the price of hormone replacement therapy. Think of doctor's visits. Think of laser hair removal. Think of silicone injections, or if you want to go more expensive route, fat transfers or other fillers that are much more expensive than silicone. Then, of course, you also have to think of facial feminization, breast implants, vocal cord surgery, body feminization liposuction, for example. There's a lot of things that cost thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, literally between $50,000 and $100,000 to transition, especially if you want to be pretty or passable. Some girls, that's not important to them. They just want to be women. Some girls just want their tits and that's it. Some girls just want their vagina and that's it. But other girls want to be stunning. And that, unfortunately, costs lots and lots of money. For example, I have been modifying my body since the year 2005, and I am not done. I'm looking at a $33,000 surgery that I want. I'm looking at a $9,000 surgery that I want. I'm looking at a $6,000 surgery that I want, and then another $9,000 surgery that I want. That's a lot of money that I have not yet spent on my body, that I'm planning on spending on my body. And I'm in the emotional panic stage of how in the fucking hell am I going to afford any of that? So then you have to prioritize. Which one do you need first? And then, can I put money aside and save for it? And I know this is this is really difficult for a lot of people to understand, but imagine being an alien trapped inside someone else's body. Now imagine trying to blend in. Now imagine trying to be normal in a society that does not accept you. Try to find a job in this society where they don't accept you, where you're not even allowed to use the bathroom in public. How are you supposed to find a job and get paid money so you can afford $100,000 worth of surgery to change from being male to passable female? How? How would you do that? Therefore, a lot of girls resort to sex work. So don't be surprised when most trans women are escorts. The only escort that I can ever think of in my life that has never ever done escorting, not even once, is probably Caitlyn Jenner. I mean, think of it. Straight guys are always wanting to be curious and try something new and take a walk on the wild side. And what's it like to sleep with a pretty girl with a penis? And guys are throwing themselves at these girls. They might as well make money off of it. Yeah, if sex work is paying for the electricity bill and their hormones and the laser hair removal, who wouldn't do it? And now, if she's a girl like me, I would never be an escort when I'm in a relationship. Is being in a relationship going to change her financial situation? Is she going to be able to afford her laser hair removal and her silicone and her hormones and her whatever surgery she's planning? Are you going to be able to afford that? Maybe she's protecting you and her. That's a very good reason not to want to date you. And then there's the harsh reality that many girls, many trans girls are jaded. And of course they're jaded. They've been made fun of their entire lives. By mean kids at school to mean kids in college, if they had the blessing to go to college. But people that have made fun of them because they're different. People that made fun of them because they were caught using the woman's bathroom. People that made fun of them because they did not fit into society. Some girls are even made fun of by the guys they date. A lot of straight guys just use them for a unique encounter or a fetish experience, or I wonder what it's like. They don't want to date them, they just want to have sex with them. And girls get used for sexual toys or sexual fetish or fetishism with guys that don't even want to have a relationship. And then some of the guys that do date women have their own issues. I'm not a fucking faggot. And then they beat the shit out of their girlfriends. I know so many beautiful goddess trans women that have been emotionally and physically abused. So yeah, a lot of girls are very jaded. And if a girl is only used to dating guys that treat her like a worthless piece of garbage or an unpaid prostitute, somebody wants to use her sexually but doesn't want to pay for it, yeah, I don't blame her for being reluctant and or hesitant to get into a relationship. That shit's scary. But it's a harsh reality to trans women. Unfortunately, it happens much more often than you could ever imagine. But then again, maybe she's just afraid. And that's a very real possibility. For many reasons. Just afraid. And if you truly are attracted to her, if she truly is your dream princess, if you truly do want her, you need to be persistent. You need to treat her like a princess. You need to let her know that you love her and accept her and respect her with her bra on, with her bra off, with her makeup on, with her makeup off, with a wig on, with a wig off. In daylight, in darkness, in public, or at home. She needs to be your queen and your princess no matter what she looks like and no matter how she's acting. And you need to support her in her decision on how she wants to be. And that is how my husband got me. He was very persistent. He texted me every night. He texted me every day. And every night or every day that he wasn't at work, he was with me and by my side. In the beginning, he was at my job in the gay bars. That was quite a shock for him because he was not used to being ogled and hit on by gay men. And there were a couple instances where he got very upset and or confrontational. But he learned to accept that as a part of me and my lifestyle. I'm very active in the gay community. And now he respects that and understands it. Still gets a little bit jealous and or protective in certain situations. But that's what a boyfriend or a husband does. But most importantly, like I said previously, a trans woman is a huge money pit. If you want her, you need to be prepared to invest in her future. Let her know that you're willing to help her achieve the goals that she wants. You need to help her achieve the things that she wants. My partner, John, who I recently did a video about, it's our 1 year anniversary, and I'm very honest with him, and I'm like, look, baby, I'm looking at Seoul, Korea for this surgery. I'm looking at Fort Lauderdale for this surgery. I'm looking at Jupiter for this surgery. And he is, again, a very loving, supportive husband. And he's like, I don't think you need any of that. I think you're beautiful and perfect. But I know what I want. And I want what I want. So when I tell him, baby, it's time to save up for this surgery, he's very understanding and very helpful. And baby, we're pinching pennies. I've got to raise $6,000 and I want to do it by next month. I already have some set aside, but help me raise this money now. And it's very difficult for him because he is not a rich man. He does not have money and he does not come from money and he does not make a lot of money. So, by him helping out around the house and helping with expenses helps me put money aside. So let her know that you are taking stock in her future. Let her know that you will help her, pay for her. And if she is your future, her surgeries are your future as well. And a good loyal husband will encourage her or help her emotionally and financially as she pursues that path. I had a guy once offer to buy me a breast implant many years ago, and I didn't take him up on it because I wanted a lot of other things first. And I'm very glad I did the step process that I have done in my journey the way I did it in my journey. I never wanted to be a 6 foot tall man with tits. It was very important to me to have hips and it was very important to me to have hips and ass first. To have face work done first. To have laser hair done first. Can you imagine trying to shave in between your breasts? No. Not the look, honey. But yes, if this is something you truly do want, there's a lot of things that go into dating a trans woman. It's very complicated, to say the least. But good luck. Loving you, Zizi.